did. We'll find out. It did not. Did it? It did. Oh my goodness. I know. Don't growl. That's just rude. Roxy. Bye, Zoe. And there we go. All right, we're here. Hi. Okay. What am I doing? No, that's not what I wanted to do. I want this bigger. Bigger. Okay. Whew, that took a lot of effort. Okay. Hi. Are you good? Are you coming over here? Okay. Ah, these dogs. They're gonna be menaces today. Yeah, you. Come on. Good morning, everyone. Sorry, having a conversation with my dogs because I'm home by myself. And I know there's a delay, so all I see on my end is Roxy just staring off into space, looking just very angry and bitter. She's got problems today. So, good morning. She's left. It is snowing out. It is miserable out. So I am staying home because I don't want to go outside. Yes, the dogs have left. They have decided that they don't want to be my friend now. They were, and now they're growling at each other. So I'm really sorry if my dogs are a distraction or if I have to break up the two of them fighting with each other. Hey. Okay. No? Okay. Well, we're done. So, and I don't know if you can hear that, but now we're going to squeak our toys. So, good morning. Yes, Ginny, it's really... Okay. It's icy in Branson. It is icy here too, and yucky. And I have not been outside, but hey, Zoe, can you please? They're so ridiculous today. Oh my God. Are you done? Okay. They're so ridiculous. So anyway, we're home. I think the dogs have officially lost their minds. I think this is the day. So mark this down. What is this? The 25th. The 25th of February is the day that my dogs have gone stir crazy. They've had enough winter. And so have I. So they're just doing their thing. Now they're on a heated blanket and they're ignoring me, but they are staring. They're just like glaring right at me. So I'm here by myself because Barb and Marlene do not want to drive all the way down to see me in this kind of weather, and I don't blame them. I have dog hair on my face now. So, oh my God, there's dog hair everywhere. So, we do have a video. I promise it is going to be a good one. I'm sorry if anyone's dogs are looking for that squeaker. It is here in my house. So we're just going to go over a couple of quick little things, and then I'm going to take some questions. I have a few questions that you guys have asked this week that I want to address. And then I have like not quite an unboxing, an unbagging. I ordered some new things from KamSnap, so I thought we would go over that together and take a look. And I have my press here, so we're gonna try it out and see what happens. Of course, I didn't bring a scrap of cork with me. Yeah, we'll figure it out. So, one quick reminder, I'm just gonna say this and just get this out of the way for now. When it comes to the group, there's been a couple of things the past few weeks that people have sent me private messages and questioned me about, and I just wanted to let you know. If I see a post going downhill, or I see some things on there that should not be on there, for instance, a company that should not be promoted because from my history with them, they did not do good things, I'm gonna take your post down. Do not be offended. It has nothing to do with you. I'm not mad at you. But in the time that it will take me to tell you and say, hey, this is the situation, things escalate, and that's not happening in our group. Our group's happy. It's a happy place. It's a safe space. So if you put something up and you notice that it was taken down or something has changed, don't be mad. It's not you, it's just me protecting what I work very hard for. Do you really have to go outside right now? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna ignore that. I think it's a false alarm. So anyway, that's all. We're gonna move on from that. I don't see her here. My mother, I guess she has better things to do, but I wanted to wish her a happy birthday since her birthday is Monday, but she's not here, so I'm not gonna wish her a happy birthday. So Mom, if you're watching and not commenting, you know, I'm trying to talk to you. You coming? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, Aunt Lisa's watching. Say hi, Aunt Lisa. Okay. Thank you. Mwah. Let's see here. So I have a few questions to answer. Zoe is already done. And then we'll look at what I got in the mail, and we'll look at some other things. And then if you have more questions, throw them at me, because I'm here to answer anything you want to know today. So let's see here. These are just some funny questions. So Judy wants to know, how do I keep a straight face when I make TikToks? I have no idea, but I just thought it was funny. Judy comments on most of them on Instagram, and she said, how do you keep a straight face? Okay. I don't know. I've been practicing a lot. I have been technically on vacation, we'll call it, this week, because my husband was on vacation, so I didn't have to work at the repair shop side. I've had probably 95% vacation. He's bugged me a few times, but that's what husbands do. So if you have one, you know. So I've been, just kind of playing around and just doing what I wanted to do and making videos. And the drafts section of my TikTok, where I keep all the things I'm working on, is getting ridiculously long. But I'm having fun, and you guys are having fun, and I keep finding sounds that I need to somehow make into sewing related things. So thank you for sticking with me. Yesterday's batik, I know we talked about the batiks last week, and I said how much I love how they smell. And Sandy, who didn't know, said, well, what do they smell like? They smell like the wax that is used to make them, and I just love the smell of it. So that's just me. I'm weird, but some of you admitted to your weird smell obsessions too, so that was fun. A couple people said, I like the smell of matches as well, and gasoline and things like that. So we're all weird. Just get on board with it. You're all weird too. You know that. So that was one of the funny questions. Kelly wanted to know if the voiceovers and the TikToks was my new career path. And I don't know. I'm keeping all the doors open. I'm waiting for that call from Hollywood. I don't know if they actually need anybody to do voice, to do lip syncing of any kind. But if they do, or if you know of a talent agent, let me know. I'm happy to help out. So it's just kind of fun. I just saw, Cindy said, if you're skipping work for a snow day, when is the makeup day? I'm going to tell you guys something, and you all might think I'm a little bit crazy, but it's going to happen. I don't know if this is exactly what you mean, Cindy, but I am going to be doing a makeup tutorial for my YouTube channel. Yes, it has nothing to do with sewing. Absolutely zero. There won't even be, it'll be in my studio, so I guess it has like 1% to do with sewing. I keep getting messages and requests on doing a makeup tutorial. I've never done anything like that in my life. It sounds bonkers. I'm waiting for Lisa Fagan, who's watching, to say something, because we always joke about it. But yeah, I'm going to do one possibly next week, just for fun, because I get a lot of questions about it. So if you don't wear makeup or plan to wear makeup, you will probably enjoy the comedy of it all and how awkward I will be trying to put makeup on in a camera. So that'll be fun. And if it's not your thing, it's totally fine. You can skip it. You don't have to watch. But that is something that I am planning on top of the sewing and the rivet setting and all those kinds of videos. So it's totally good. But if you are legitimately interested, it's going to happen. So Marlene, wherever you are, you're finally getting your way. So... so let me see here. I'm seeing some new questions, so I'm going to answer them before I lose them, because sometimes the comments I can't keep up. Christina wants to know, are you making TikToks on your phone or PC? Is there anyone or any way to watch and learn how to do TikToks? Or is there anyone you watch to learn how to do TikToks? Reading is not my forte. So I make the TikToks on my phone. I use this, I have... what do you call it? It's not a tripod. It's a little like thing that holds my iPad when I do those overhead shots when I'm like making a bag. There are words. They're just not here right now. They're coming. So I use that, but then I also have a little stand for my phone, and I have not like watched anyone do them or learned anything. I have spent the last like 2 years watching TikToks and all of my downtime during the panorama. And so in watching people do them, the majority of TikToks especially in the beginning, were just these lip syncing videos. So there's so many sounds. So when you see something and you're like, oh, that's a funny sound, I save it. And then as I come up with an idea of something that I think would go with that and I can relate it to sewing, I do that. So I make them and then I share them with you guys on Facebook and on Instagram. So I've just been kind of watching other people sewing. There is sewing stuff on TikTok, but it's not the biggest thing that there is. Like there's other stuff. So I don't know. I'm kind of making my own little bag making sewing niche with all these sounds that mostly have nothing to do with sewing. So I've just been having a great time. That's all. Let me see here. Lisa, if you want to be my model anytime, I think that would be a wonderful video of me putting makeup on you and you trying not to laugh. Kelly said, hello from Florida. I love your channel and all your oh my God, I can't read. And all your ladies that you work with, you guys are a hoot. We absolutely are a hoot. Barb and Marlene, it's very weird when they're not here because there's no chit chat. There's dogs squeaking toys, but it is always weird because I keep wanting to look here and they're not here, but we should be back next week. The overhead device that I use, I will try for taking videos. I will get a picture of it. It's not here in my house. It's in my studio. And I will get some information and I can link it. Pretty much all of my equipment that I bought for the studio is from Amazon. So, I mean, it's easy stuff. I got a couple things from Best Buy, but you know, I've tried out a ton of stuff over the last like year and a half, 2 years of making videos. So it's all kind of hit or miss. But this little device, it has a stand, so it's weighted, and then it has the pole, and then there's, it's an L shape. So you can adjust it, and then there's a holder that fits even my really big iPad. But I will get pictures of that next week when I'm back in the studio, and I will let you guys know. If you're interested in, like, if you ever want me to do a Facebook Live, because I've considered this, but I didn't know how many people would want it, on the behind the scenes stuff of like the equipment I use, how I do stuff, like how I upload videos. If you're interested in that, let me know. Like it's something that I've thought about doing for a little bit. I would be happy to do a Facebook or a YouTube video or both. Cause I know it's very intimidating and I went into this blindly knowing nothing, thinking I will fail at this because I don't know what I'm doing and I'm going to have to get all this expensive equipment. You really don't. Like I could probably do a better job with better equipment, but I think for what I have, I think I do a pretty good job. So I'm happy to go over that stuff if it's something you're interested in. Yvonne's favorite TikTok is the I Love Lucy. I think that's my favorite one too, but I have some funny ones in my drafts, so you might change your mind. Who knows? Okay. Okay. Everyone's interested, so we'll work on that, and I'll do like a behind the scenes. We'll probably, what I normally do, like talk about it during Facebook Live. I'll show you some stuff, and then I'll do like a full YouTube video where I take you through the studio and I show you things and, you know, talk about what I do. Oh, thank you, Barb. Barb, you do a great job too. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. I'm so wound up this morning. I have no idea why. I mean, I am a lot anyway, but here I am. So, okay, before I get to like a real, like a real professional question, I have one more funny one. And it says, it's from Nicole, and she said, why? With a lot of H's and Y's. And her why was referring to, why do I keep getting new cork? Because it's tempting for you guys. And I know that, but also I am just as addicted as you are. So don't forget, I am an enabler because I am also an addict. So if you didn't see them yet, I shared them. They're on the website and they're also in a Facebook post a couple days ago. And I showed them on Log Cabin yesterday, where Lisa and I answered questions. But we do have 3 new corks right now. So we have black houses. So we have the regular houses, which is the colorful one, and it's a little bit bigger scale. This is all black on natural. I just thought it was really cool. It looks like a pencil drawing. Like it just kind of, I don't know, there's just something about it. It's like this little villa. It's really cute. So we have that. Barb, I do not intentionally try to make you crazy. It is just one of the benefits of what I do. And if you are in Cork Club, you already got these, so you saw them, but these were 2 of the corks from Cork Club. So there was daisies, because everybody on Valentine's Day wants flowers. There were cherries, you know, like something sweet. And then wine. Wine was the third one of our basics. So you got flowers and sweets and wine for Valentine's Day. See, I do think about Valentine's Day even though I don't celebrate. I'm still there with you. So those are on the website. And, excuse me, we have more coming. And I just checked because, of course, with the snowstorm, it was supposed to be here today, but it's going to be here on Monday, I hope. Tennessee is, excuse me, a little messy right now. But we should have some new cork next week that I'm very excited about. I'm not going to tell you anything about it because I like to keep secrets because I'm mean. So that is all of that. Let me just look through here real quick, and then we're going to answer some professional questions. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying my TikToks because so am I. I'll tell you a little secret because I always tell you guys everything. I'm very transparent with you. And then I will answer a couple more questions that I see here. I joined TikTok because people I watched on YouTube kept talking about it. And I'm talking about the people I watched that were doing like makeup tutorials. So they were talking about TikToks and food TikToks and all these like funny things. So I was like, I don't know what this app is, but let me download it. And so I spent most of 2020 while we were at home, and then part of 2021 at home, just scrolling, laughing, looking at these videos and thinking to myself, I could totally do that. I could totally make funny videos, but I'm kind of nervous about doing it because the app is filled with people that are much younger than me. And I just kind of was like, I don't know if I really want to get into this. So I kind of just kept telling myself, it'll be fun, but I don't know. And then I saw people using it for their businesses and making cool business kind of stuff with it. So I said, to hell with it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I've been doing it for, what are we on, week 3 now, I think? So I'm excited about this. It's nothing major, but it was exciting for me. I hit 1,000 followers on TikTok, which is just funny to me because I was joking with you guys that I had 18. But when you hit 1,000, you get a link to your actual website. So I'm hoping to, you know, maybe drive some more people that I don't know to the website, you know, meeting some new people. So I'm putting myself out there. I am putting myself out on display and doing what I want and doing everything I can for my business. And I'm doing a makeup tutorial because that's really nerve-wracking and uncomfortable. So why not? I'm going to try it. So, Shelly said, you don't give me enough money. You're right, I don't. And that's why it's hard for you. It's hard for you guys to keep up with all this cork. So, Mary wants to know if I can explain Cork Club. Absolutely. So, Cork Club, we started about 1.5 years ago. You can join at any time. You pick a subscription. You do 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year. If you sign up for a full year, there's an additional discount, but you're getting 3 pieces of cork at a discount. So we started out with the 9x27, which is our standard cork club, and that's the most popular, but a lot of people were asking for a bigger size, so we have Cork Club XL, which is 18x27. You get 3 corks a month. They're a surprise. When I order like something new, you guys get it brand new first before it goes to the website. I usually give it about a week and a half. And then, so you guys are getting that first. Even if you're not getting something brand new, I don't tell anybody. I don't say, hey, this month's Cork Club is black, white, and gray. I don't tell anyone what you're getting. Sometimes you'll get prints, sometimes you'll get metallics, sometimes you'll get solids. Last year, Barb, Marlene, and I picked out for 1 month. We each picked out a cork. They didn't coordinate. Sometimes, like this time, they coordinated. So it's just a fun way to add to your cork collection and let it be a surprise. So if you don't like surprises, it's probably not for you. If you are new to bag making or you just are obsessed with cork, like we all are, and you want to add to your collection, it's a fun way to do it. You get a package in the mail every month. You need to sign up by the 10th of that month for that month's subscription. So let's say you want to sign up for March. You want to do 3 months, March, April, and May. You have to sign up before March 10th, and then your shipment will go out on or around the 15th. It always depends on our schedule and what day of the week it is, holidays, all that. February went out on the 15th. I think January went out like 2 days before that. So it's always on or around the 15th of the month. And you'll, you'll get your cork, and then you get to, I always ask that you keep it to yourself. Don't tell anybody. You can say, hey, I love Cork Club, but don't tell anyone what you got, because we want to surprise everybody. So that is Cork Club. And hold on, I want to scroll back because there was another question right underneath that. See, you guys leave a lot of comments and then I lose where I was. We should give Marlene a toy for when you have no dogs around. Here, Marlene, squeeze this at random times. Charlie, she would love that. That's the problem. Let me just see here. I lost it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? A lot of people are on vacation right now. You guys are lucky because I'm not on like legit vacation. I'm still here in New York. Behind the scenes. Well, now I missed it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Cindy said, I want to maybe embroider a logo on cork. Will it hold up to a logo? Absolutely. Absolutely. Cork embroiders very nicely. I use a self-adhesive stabilizer. You can spray base your cork, but I don't like doing that. So I hoop my self-adhesive stabilizer. Stabilizer? I think I just glitched. Stabilizer. Tear the paper off, stick the cork onto it, and just embroider. I would say if you're doing anything really, really dense, like really tight stitches, make sure it's large. If you're doing something small, you don't want it to be too dense because at some point you can rip through the cork. I only had that happen once, and it was these eeny weeny little flowers that had like way too many colors, and they just kept piling up on each other. I mean, the flowers were probably like a ½ inch at most, and that's where it ripped a little bit. Other than that, I've done some dense designs that were larger, and I did not have any problems. And I do have I think it's part 3 of the Janome series I did last year with the free market bag. I talk about what I do with cork for embroidery if you want to watch that. So, Bobby, makeup, eyebrows, yes, absolutely, all of it, the whole thing. How I look like this, not the swamp monster I wake up looking like. Let's see, and okay. Aw, Deb said, you really make my Friday. I wish you were on every day. I do talk a lot. I just don't know if I have that much to say. All right, let me see. I've got some more questions here, and then we're going to get into some fun stuff. So this was a question in the group, and I don't know if everybody saw it or saw my answer, so I just wanted to like answer it real quick here. Sherry, who is new to us, was making her first Diva wallet, and she said in the instructions, so in my pattern, it tells you on the zippered portion. So if you've never made a Diva wallet, when you open it flat, there's kind of the zipper pocket half and the card pocket half. And I instruct you in the pattern on the zippered pocket half to put the male part, the female part, the open part of the frame. Why did I do that, and does it matter? First question, does it matter? No, it really doesn't. The frame, you need half of the frame on half of the wallet. It really doesn't make a difference. The reason that I did it that way, there's 2 reasons. Number 1, the zippered pocket half is slightly less thick because there's less layers there, so it's easier to cut that opening. The other reason is I am super anal, and when I do my card pockets, if they are not perfectly centered, if that line is not perfectly centered with the opening, it stands out and it drives me crazy. So it doesn't actually matter. You can put the frame however you want. I always consider the open part of the frame, the part with the opening, as like the front of the wallet when it's closed. So if you have a design and you want that on the front, that's usually where I put that. I think Sherry was saying that it would look better for her if she flipped them, and that's fine. I have to put certain things in patterns because there are certain people that need to be told every single step with each, bit of detail that they can get. So if I had just said put the frame on, I would have people asking me what side goes on what side. So that's why I picked. So I hope that makes sense. I did answer her in the group, but I just wanted you to see that. I'm gonna drink more coffee. I feel like I've already had like 17 cups and I haven't. You ever see that meme that says you haven't had enough coffee until you can thread a machine while it's running? I feel like I'm at that level right now and I've only had 2 cups. It's weird. So anyway, let me see here. I didn't see any more questions from you guys just yet. So, okay. So here was a question from Sandy, and this is a fun one, and feel free to throw in your tips too, because it's always fun to see everything. She would like to know what my best tips and tricks for cutting out by hand and sewing bags are, and like including shortcuts. So here's a few things that I have done, things that I used to do when I was making bags, and things that I do because I do tend to make a lot of samples at one time. Like when I was making the Teddy bag, the Teddy tool tote, I think I made 4 or 5 samples all at one time. And then I was also making a bunch of Christmas gifts of those all at one time. I tend to do bulk sewing like that. So the things that I find help me out, and a lot of this depends on your cutting area. My cutting area here at home is terrible. I have 2 tables, but neither of them are ever clear. So it's much easier when I'm cutting at home or at the office because I have space. So a lot of this kind of depends on your space. I always have interfacing on the bolt and I have fabric on the bolt. So that also makes a big difference. It takes up more room to do that. So what I do is I lay my interfacing and my fabric out together on top of each other. And this is not going to work if you're not familiar with a pattern, if you haven't done a pattern before, if you're trying to read and absorb the pattern as you're cutting, it can be a little overwhelming. So I'm talking for you've made 100 Taurus tote bags and you know what you need to cut and you know where your pieces are. And so like it's one of those that's kind of makes sense to you already. I lay them out together and I cut them together. Because if I'm going to cut a 4-inch strip for a handle from my fabric, and I also need a 4-inch strip from my interfacing, why do them separately when I could just do them together? So that's one thing that I do all the time. Also, when it comes to cutting, and again, depends on the pattern, I tend to do my cutting in one direction first. Like, I'm just gonna use the Taurus tote bag as an example because it's an easy one. I cut my handle strips, push them aside. I cut the top strips. I cut the bottom strips. I cut the lining. Then I turn my pieces and I trim them down to the sizes that they need to be. I find that it's quicker for me if I am cutting in one direction, turning and trimming, instead of cut, turn, trim, move everything out of the way, start again, move everything out of the way. It just takes a lot longer. So that's kind of my way of like easy bulk cutting. Things that I have adapted to over the years. Again, it all depends on where I'm cutting. Here, with the tiny area that I have, I can't really cut bolts, so it doesn't work for me. Here, I can trim down, but at the office, I need like all that room. So that's one of the things that I do. One of the other things that I do that is like one of my best tips and tricks, and I was doing this the other day, I mentioned this last week when I was making the Sydney samples. If you're making a ton of the same thing and you're getting ready for a show and you're selling a bunch of the same thing, pick a thread color that works for all of them, most of them, a lot of them, as many as you can get, because then you don't have to keep changing your top and your bobbin and you can chain sew. I chain piece everything. That comes from being a quilter because chain piecing is a big thing in quilting. Some people, I don't understand why, but don't like to do that when they have to backstitch. I backstitch and still chain piece. So I backstitch, sew, backstitch, keep going, put the next piece in. That's what chain piecing is if you don't know what that means. So if I don't have to keep changing my thread, it's gonna be way quicker and then I can get more things done. I don't follow the pattern step by step all the time, especially, and trust me, I don't have all of my patterns memorized. You might think that I do. Sometimes people say like, I'm on this pattern on piece F, and I'm like, I have no idea what piece that is. I don't know what size that is. I can't memorize everything. I have certain patterns memorized because I've made them a million times. But like, for instance, the Prima Diva. The Prima Diva has all those pockets and all that stuff inside. It's the big 3-dimensional accordion wallet. When I'm writing a pattern and when I'm teaching a class, we're gonna do it in a certain order that makes sense for the class. But when I'm at home sewing one, like I was making one for my mom for Christmas, I know that I have this pile of stuff that needs to be sewn and then pressed and then top stitched. And then I have this pile of stuff that just needs to be top stitched. I set that pile aside, I sew, I go to the ironing board, I get all that pressed, and then I am top stitching one after another. I'm increasing my stitch length once. I'm picking my thread color once. So I do things in the order that makes sense when I'm doing it by myself. If that, I hope that makes sense. So I just, you know, I kind of have to, you kind of just have to look at the pattern. And like I said, if this is your first time making this particular pattern, work through it before you try to find all the shortcuts, because then you might be making yourself crazy. And we don't need to do that. So those are probably my best tips for shortcuts and for sewing. The other thing that I used to do a lot, if I'm making a bunch of the same pattern and it has a lot of pieces, I will make a photocopy of the cutting instructions from that pattern for each one that I'm making. So if I'm making 4 Taurus tote bags, I'll make a photocopy of the cutting instructions. That way I can go through and check it off. I cut all the handles for all 4. I cut all, you know, the tops, because there's nothing worse than getting all your stuff cut and then going to sew it and going, didn't I cut handles for this? Didn't I cut this piece? I swore I did. So I kind of make those check marks as I go. I use Taurus tote bag as an example. I wouldn't do it on that. I would do it on something that has tons of pieces. So that's how I, you know, keep myself lined up. So, oops, come on, mouse. There we go. So let me see what else we have here. Oh, Debbie was at the AQS show in Daytona. Her husband asked, why didn't you buy anything? I had to explain that you weren't there this year. I do miss it, trust me, especially today. I really wish I was in Florida, but unfortunately I am not. So yeah, I'm still not really doing shows. I did sign up for one show, one in particular. I have my reasons, and when I have more information than I am allowed to share, I will explain to you why I signed up for only that show. But I am really not signing up for shows and vending. I sold my van, guys. Like, the van's gone. Those days are behind me for now. I change my mind a lot, but as of right now, the thought of going to a show and packing and driving across the country and doing all that stuff gives me such anxiety that I can't even stand it. So that's why. But we'll talk about that in the future when I can talk about that. So while I wait, in case you guys have any more questions, we are going to have a fun little experiment here with my KamSnap press. Let me find a piece of cork. I always have scraps of cork in the baskets under my coffee table. So let's see what I got from KamSnaps, and then we're gonna try them out together and see how this goes, and then I will make a separate YouTube video where it's not a jumbled part of Facebook. Okay, I ordered, well, these are not from KamSnap. I ordered from Gold Star this week some more snaps, because I've been going through a ton of snaps, as you probably know since you saw the video on YouTube all about these single cap snaps. I ordered black and white because I always order the hardware, like the metal color. I've never ordered the black and the white, and sometimes I just don't have the right color to go with the zipper, so I got those. And I opened this, but I didn't open the inside bag. So I ordered from KamSnap. I got plastic snaps. You guys asked me about these a lot, and so I thought it was time that I got my own. And I know that Judy wouldn't let me go wrong and let me order things I didn't need or not order what I did need. So here's my dies. We're gonna do this together, and oh my goodness. Oh, there's another bag. Okay, well, this is the prettiest thing ever. Look at this. I just ordered one of the sets just to get some different colors. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is gonna be dangerous. So I have every color imaginable. I think there's like 20 colors in here. Look at these. I get asked all the time about using the plastic snaps on like the Cork wallets, and a lot of people have told me that they do, but I need to know. I need to try it myself. Wow, there's some really pretty colors here. I'm super distracted by all the pretty colors. All right. Oh wow, they even have, these are fun. So they're silver and gold, but they're not metallic, but they're like almost pearly. Does that make sense? They're like kind of metallic. I don't know how to describe that. There is every color imaginable, and I got the matte colors. I'm not a shiny person when it comes to like this kind of stuff, so I got the matte colors. And oh, and this is my free thank you. I got little flowers. Well, those are cute. A little thank you gift. So I got little pink flowers. So I'm gonna pick a color here that I probably won't use. Then I can waste it so I don't, I might damage some of these because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna go with this orange here. And, oh my goodness. How did I not do this sooner? You guys should have told me to buy a rivet press years ago. You probably did. Okay, so let's see what we got here. I have no idea what I'm looking at. Plastic snaps. What is this though? No change top die. I ordered it, but I don't really know what it is. So let's see. Okay, I didn't get any instructions, so here we go. All right. So let's see here. Cindy wants to know, are there different sizes in the KamSnaps? If you're asking about the plastic, yes, I believe there were 2 sizes, and I went with size 20, which doesn't quite look like a 1/2 inch. I think it's a little bit smaller. I think there were 2 sizes, and I know that there's multiple sizes in the other ones. So Judy has a lot of videos on her website for those who worry about not getting instructions. Well, Charlie, you know me, we're gonna wing it. So we're gonna see what happens. But yes, I know she does have videos for those of you that are normal people that like to see what you're doing before you do it. I am not normal. I think you figured that out by now. So we're going to pull some pieces out. This might be a disaster. Okay. Well, it only has 3 pieces, so I'm going to assume I'm gonna need more than one of these. Yeah, well, I don't know. So let's see what happens. Ooh. Okay. Dies go in the rivet press the same way as rivet dies. I think that's a question, Christine, or I think maybe you're asking me, maybe you're telling me. Yes, they do go in the same way. So we've got our pieces here, but I don't know what pieces go together, and I'm not really sure what's happening, so we're just gonna see how it goes. Hi, Marlene. Okay, first things first, in case you did not know that. This little thing that you have to buy, thank you, Christina. I wasn't sure if you were asking me or telling me. I figured you were telling me. This little adapter that you buy separately for your KamSnap press, that has to come out because this does not fit inside of it. This fits by itself. So that's in there first. And then we have our 2 pieces here. They look very similar. They have the rubber rings. These are the screw-in parts, and these are gonna go with the 2 different parts of the snap. So we have the cap here. These are like little thumbtacks. They're actually, even though they're plastic, they're kind of sharp. So there's our little cap and our socket. I don't know how well you're gonna see these, and the stud. All right. Don't worry, there will be a YouTube video, and yes, 2 tops and 1 of each of the other 2 pieces. Christina, you're my girl today. Thank you. I also need a pair of scissors, but well, I don't have a pair, so that's okay. I'm just gonna put it into this giant piece of cork here. I'm gonna do 2 layers because that's what I normally do with any of my other snaps. So we're learning together. Christina's the only one here that knows what's going on. I don't. But we're gonna see how this goes. So, come on, why is this stuck? I got my little, there we go. Got my hole punch. All right, there we go. I have 2 of these because the easiest way to find something that you have lost is to buy a second one. So if you're ever missing something, go buy another one and then you'll find it. Now I just need to find out which pieces snap together and how they snap together before I put them in incorrectly, because snaps are always weird and you always think you're doing it right and then you find out that you were extremely wrong. All right, so this goes here. I already lost a piece. Oh, I didn't. Now, if Marlene and Barb were here, they would be making fun of me. So I'm sorry if I'm disappointing any of you guys, but I'm all alone. Let's see which one of these goes here. Well, I'm gonna say this one. I don't know what's happening. See, thank you, Marlene. I'm telling you, I lost my hole punch. I lost the plate on it. This is the sizes, but I lost my hole punch and I knew that I owned it. I just couldn't find it anywhere. And when I finally bought another one, it didn't immediately show up, but then it did show up. Marlene's at home making fun of me. Thank you, honey. That's so nice. Okay. Let's see. Well, it looks like it went in. All right, we're halfway to possibly something. We're gonna find out. Okay. Now, I'm gonna change this die. There's gonna be awkward silence for a minute here, so just stare at the top of my messy bun while I do this. I think I'm on the right track. If not, you can all make fun of me real soon. Christina, it would be easier if you were sitting next to me, I'm just saying. So, put my other thumbtack in. This, I don't know, I think I'm doing it right. We're gonna see. When you see this on YouTube and I seem really confident, don't mention that you already watched this version. Barb says, you're never alone. We're always ready to have fun or make fun. You guys are so sweet. Okay, I got them in. From this perspective, they look great. Do they snap? Ooh, I did it. Okay, well, that's cute. And it went through 2 layers of cork. It was like the perfect length. If you are wondering, they do have, what do they have? Like the longer posts. I did not get those. I just got the regular ones. And that works really nicely. You know, I never thought that I was gonna like plastic because I usually like the metal ones, but they're kind of cute. Yes, I'm sorry, the sound just, I love that sound. If you watch the YouTube video, you can watch me do that on the metal ones too. There's nothing better than the sound of a snap. All right, well, this is fun. I will definitely be playing around with these more, and I will do a video on this as well, which I had told you guys I would. So that's exciting. And I mean, look at this. Look at this bag of snaps. This is gonna be exciting. There's going to be snaps on things that don't need snaps, but it's just gonna be fun anyway. I am also in the KamSnap group, and a lot of people talk about the plastic snap, so it's been in my brain for a while. Charlie said, I've seen a few projects that really scream for plastic snaps, or maybe that was just a dog toy squeaking. It's hard to say. Oh. No, Marlene, we're not carrying anything that has to do with rivet setters. There's way too many different things out there, and I am just here to encourage people to get rivet setters. I am just here to tell you or your spouse or your family or anyone that you need to convince that you need one, that you should get one. And I got another piece here, and I'm not really sure what it is, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. But I ordered something else, and I'm not really sure what I ordered. So, I got it correct on the first time, Cindy. I'm pretty proud of myself. That's the one thing with snaps, is that sometimes, even with a picture, it doesn't help because these things don't look like they have a front and a back. So you look at it and you go, oh, how does that go together? So sometimes you just kind of have to try it. So I did. Oh, wait a minute. What is this? What does this say? Bobby said, these snaps need their own dies aside from the 8mm that fit your snaps. 8mm is my rivets. Just make sure that because a lot of terminology. What I use are rivets. Rivets are not something that snap together, though they hold things together. And yes, mine are 8mm. If you want to do any kind of snaps, whether it's these plastic snaps from KamSnap or you want to do this kind of snap, same idea, just metal. The ones that I did in the video on YouTube, yes, you would need a separate die. It's probably the only downfall of, I would say, of a rivet setter is that every single thing that you do and every size of that thing that you do, you need another die. So I now have this die set for plastic snaps. I can't use that for metal snaps. If I got a different size plastic snap, I need a different size die. But if you think about it this way, your sewing machine has sewing machine feet. If you want to put in a zipper, you have a zipper foot. If you want to do a 1/4 inch seam, you have a 1/4 inch foot. So it's kind of like, the dies are kind of like the feet. So if you're just getting a different die to do a different technique. Ginny said, will they fit Gold Star? Would I need more adapters? I'm gonna check for you. I'm going to assume that it would work because I have the adapter to use those on the Gold Star. Let me check for you and I will get back to you with that information. Because I'm not in the office today, I didn't bring any of my other stuff home. I brought, well, I didn't bring my Gold Star press. I just brought home my KamSnap press, and I think I brought my dies because I have a lot of dies and I don't know what they're all for. So I will definitely check into that for you, Ginny, and anyone else that has Gold Star, because as far as I know, Gold Star does not have plastic snaps. So I will see if these pieces will fit with the adapter. Let's see here. Okay. Let me see. If you guys have any more questions, now is the time. So, all right. I'm just scrolling. All right. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything. All right. I just love how supportive Barb and Marlene are. Every time I see that they're happy to make fun of me, it makes my heart sing. I'm just kidding. All right. And yes, Cam does also have a handheld snap setter. I don't have that one. If you guys tell me I need to buy that one to compare it, you know I'm gonna do it, but I haven't yet. So we'll take that into consideration. Yvonne and Charlie want to know how I organize my dies. As of right now, because I have more snaps than anything else, I have these little plastic bins that I got from Michael's. They're like probably like the size of a piece of paper, and they have the dividers. The snaps are in those because I can do 4 across and it's 4 pieces. The dies themselves are still in the bags. They're still in the original bags that they came with. Obviously, KamSnap labels theirs, Gold Star does not, so I write on them what they are. And I put them in a little plastic box that doesn't have dividers, and one says KamSnap and one says Gold Star. I don't have anything with dividers for them. I think because I was just, you know, I didn't have as many dies. Now those boxes are kind of getting full because I just bought a whole bunch of dies when I first got each of the rivet setters, and I don't really need or use all of them, but I was just obsessed and I just bought them all. So I don't have those in divided boxes, but I would like to get one for each of them just so that they can sit in a compartment, but I do keep them in the bags, that way they're labeled. As you use certain dies, they make sense to you, but some of them in those boxes, I have no idea what they're for at all. So thank God they're labeled, but I'm still not even sure what I bought them for. So that's what I'm figuring out right now. Let me see here. Charlie has the handheld cam. It uses the same dies, but you don't need an adapter. Let's see. Where did I get my hole punch and what is it called? This one is from Amazon. It was $20 and it's the Pro Master. I really only use the one setting, the 2.5. It goes from 2 to 4.5. These holes are a little bit too big for most things that I'm gonna do, so I use the 2.5 most of the time. I did try the same style punch from Gold Star and it was junk. It was terrible. It did not even cut at all. So I use this one. I have 2 of them because, you know, I lose things. But I just recently, on the other one that I use all the time, changed this little plate. It comes with extra punch plates because I finally was starting to get a leak, like a spot like with a divot in it. But I love this thing, and I figure for 20 bucks, if I can get like a year or so out of this and it doesn't work anymore or it's not punching great anymore, I'll spend another 20 bucks. I waste more than that on coffee every week. So, well, coffee's never a waste, but you know what I mean. So that's the one that I like. And again, I talked about this very briefly in the YouTube video I put up this week. The presses do have punch sets. You can buy them. I don't like the Gold Star punches. I don't think that they're great. I do like the KamSnap punches, but I have to keep changing them out, changing them back. So I would rather just have a punch separate, use this when I need it, and then just use my rivet setter for the setting part. So you can do it all in one. I just don't, I don't know, I'm kind of lazy. So I just use that one. So let's see here. I'm just scrolling back a little bit. Don't want to miss anything. Organizing. Always funny when you guys ask me organizing questions because I am a disorganized fool. Quite a few of you have the handheld cam setter. You know I'm going to end up buying one. It's all your fault. And you see, and then Mary has to say, sometimes the handheld is better for getting into certain projects. See, this is what you guys, you think that I influence you to buy cork. This is what you guys make me do. So now I'm going to have to go to the KamSnap's website and order another die, another setter. Oh, the agony, the horrible things you make me do. And yes, Yvonne, I agree. I love how KamSnap labels theirs. I really wish that other people would, but it's okay. Let's see here. Rebecca has her dies labeled in an embroidery floss box. That's a really good one because those are divided up really nicely too. Elise says, I've used it so much, I've learned to distinguish them. That's when you know you've done the same thing enough times, when you can actually figure it out without having to look. I know my snap and my rivet die. I don't even have to look at it. I know exactly what I'm doing. It's kind of refreshing. It makes me feel like I finally learned something. Let's see here. Cindy has a plastic toolbox with individual boxes for your snaps from Harbor Freight. Oh, that's a good idea. I might make my husband take me there too. Yes, I have ruined a lot of snaps in trying to figure out what I was doing, but you know what? It happens. It's okay. So I don't mind. The way I look at it is, if I'm ruining it for your benefit so you don't ruin it, then I'm doing my job. It doesn't make me happy to ruin product, but you know, someone's gotta take a hit. So oh, Nancy, you're so sweet. Let's see. I don't think Charlie says I don't need a handheld. But you guys are gonna make me buy it so I can do a video. I know this. I know it. Marlene, it is tough being me. You're absolutely right. Yes. And Jennifer uses the KamSnap press to cut holes because it's easier on her hands. Absolutely. If you have, I have some arthritis in my fingers, so they lock up sometimes, but I don't have issues with my hands. So doing this does not bother me. But if you have any troubles with your hands, I understand how that can be hard on it, where this definitely is going to be easier to push down if you want to use this for the cutting part as well. And I don't remember where I saw it. I think it was in the KamSnap group, or maybe it was in one of the bag sewing groups. If someone saw it, tell me. Somebody's husband put this into, this is so heavy, put this into a table and then had, through this hole in the handle, like a maneuver, this thing to do it with her foot. So she didn't even have to use her hands. It was very, very cool. But, you know, your husband can hold your hand. My husband's not gonna hold my hand, Yvonne. My husband just wants to make Tick-Tocks. That's what he likes to do. So going back around here to the beginning of our conversation before we call it a day, I am now wildly obsessed with TikTok because I'm having a great time entertaining you. I always like to make people laugh. I've always been goofy. I have always been like that my whole life. So this does not surprise anyone that knows me to see me making these silly videos. And like I was at Log Cabin yesterday and Lisa and I were just cracking up because I was showing her some of the ones that she missed during the week. She was busy selling stuff to customers. And so we were just cracking up looking at these videos, and it's just fun. I have created an actual monster in my husband he's upset that his last video wasn't as funny to everybody, and somebody said that my videos were funnier, so now he's very sad, and he's a little offended. And I'm sorry, it's funny, but he's like, I have an idea for another TikTok. I'm like, oh, for crying out loud. So I have created something that I never thought would happen, and in looking back, there's a lot of like husbands and wives on TikTok that do these funny videos together, and I'm looking going, he would never do that. Like, he's funny, but he would never do that. He would not want to be on the internet making these funny videos. So when I had jokingly asked him about making the first one, and then all of a sudden he was like, can I see it? Can I see it again? He takes my phone from me and scrolls through to find sounds that we can use to make something together. He will not lip sync. He says he can't do that. But I have created something that I never thought was going to happen, and it is hysterical watching him get excited about making TikToks. So, yes, that is definitely something that I did not expect from this year. So, I think we're gonna call it a day. Are you done? Okay, the dogs are getting antsy. I think it's time to go outside. I know they don't want to go outside, but I think it's time. Roxy, you want to say goodbye? Come here. Come here. Hurry, love. Come here. Hi. Oh, that's my girl. Oh, that's my girl. Okay, so we are, we are gonna call it a day. Are you burying your head? You don't want to say goodbye? Roxy's put on some winter weight. She's embarrassed. So we are gonna call it a day. We will be back next Friday. As usual, I have no idea what we're talking about, but you guys have given me some awesome ideas, as you always do. I am glad that you're enjoying what I'm doing. Thank you for all of the love and support that you guys give me all the time. You have no idea how much you make my day. There will be another TikTok later today. I don't know which one I'm posting, but I'm having a great time. So thank you for joining me, and we will see you guys Friday. If you haven't figured it out yet, we will not be shipping orders today because nobody's in the office. So if you ordered anything like yesterday, today, or over the weekend, it will be sent out on Monday. My extreme apologies, but Mother Nature had other plans for us. So I will see you guys later. Thank you. Bye. Say bye, Rox.